home tens of thousands of latchkey children every day after school with a chain around their neck, a whistle on the chain, and the key. And they go home and they watch Ninja Turtles. I think we have to have standards that are higher. And not just standards that are higher for some people, but for all people in the system. We have to demand more. We are trying to compete with other nations going into the 21st century. And we're trying to gather up the best among us to lead the way in what will be not a physical battle, but a battle of the minds. A battle of between and among those nations who have produced a generation of workers, a generation of entrepreneurs, a generation of thinkers who have learned to take the fullest advantage of their human potential, and that in almost every case going into the 21st century is not their brawn, but their intelligence. Now in Japan and in Germany and in many other countries, they don't go to school 185 days a year. They go to school 220, 235, 240 days a year. And so one of three things has to happen. Either we have to have inherently brighter people, which we don't. We have to have significantly more accomplished teachers, which is very hard to have happen. Or we got to go to school longer if we're going to compete.
I think Joe also sees the importance of making sure that children get a good start in life, have healthy self-esteem, feel good about themselves, are ready to start first grade. Those are children who are going to be better prepared to deal with drugs when they have to learn to say no.
June 30, North Rodney.
But the drugs, you just never know, do you? I mean, you just know no way. I mean, the guy you're about to arrest, the person you're about to pick up, you have no idea whether that person's spaced out and long gone, or whether, you know, somebody's going to act rationally or irrationally.
That's the thing, they don't act rationally with the drugs anymore. You know, you go and minor arrest, sometimes you're not even going to arrest them. They just flip out on you and then you're...
His biggest problem, crack?
Yeah, I find little valves and things. A few times my kids found needles.
Senator, we have quite a problem down here with drugs.
Are there drugs out your way?
Yeah, hot and heavy. Hear gunshots all the time.
Has it changed much from summer to winter in terms of the drug problem?
Yes, of course. We get a lot of strangers in here.
And people want to get out. People scared to come out of their own house and stuff.
Like, what's the position on curbing the epidemic? What steps are being taken to stop this?
I don't have a lot of good news for you on the drug front, but I do know that we're not doing nearly enough federally to do the part that we committed to do. That's basically a federal problem. If there's any place the federal government has a responsibility to come in with its part, it's there. Because you guys are the ones that meet it on the street. You're talking about 270 to 290,000 crack babies or cocaine-addicted children being born in the country.
If you've picked up that the mother was abusing crack, then there's a question of whether the child goes home with the parents or with a foster home. But you assume if the baby does go home with mom, well, you're sending a baby home to a mom who's doing crack.
What kind of a chance do these kids have? I mean, really, to grow up in that environment.
You don't have any choice, do you?
We have no control, no choice, but I'll tell you, it's very difficult to hand that baby over because you know what that child is going to, and you wonder what's going to happen with his life.
This baby's going to go home, and normally the reason why moms can bond so well to their babies is because you take a baby and you pick him or her up, and the baby cuddles to you and quiets down and is happy and likes to be held. Well, these babies won't do that. They won't cuddle to you. They won't respond to you. They won't bond with the moms. As a matter of fact, they might even cry incessantly, whether they're fed or not, they cry, whether they're wet or not, they're crying. So it's hard enough for a parent with a healthy baby to take care of a healthy baby who cries at night, wakes up a couple of times at night, and you expect that to happen. Well, you can imagine that somebody who already has a lot of problems has a baby that will not respond to anything, that if you pick him up, he cries,
Never thought of that.
that you really don't know how to take care of. So what happens to these babies? Well, the mom is frustrated, the dad's frustrated because they can't do anything to the babies, and they end up abusing these babies.
Yeah.
Most of these babies, if you follow them long term, will end up developmentally delayed. So you're not just you get them through the jitteriness, and then you've got a baby that is not going to be as much of a provider to society as they could have been if they weren't exposed.
And it's very sad to see these babies suffer like that. And they're difficult to take care of from the emotional